Hello everyone, and welcome to the Unmasking the Narcissist channel. I'm Dean, the host of the Unmasking the Narcissist channel and also the host of the N.A.R.C.N network. Today I'm going to be presenting to you episode 18, and this is going to be part 2 of the West Wind series in episode 18, and this is the story of the individual or the narcissist that I was with between 2011 and 2016. So we're going to take off here from part 1 where I left you guys last time, and we're going to talk a little bit about what was going on at this particular juncture. So I have become involved with my narcissist at this particular point. I am now officially in a relationship with this person. This occurred, as I said in part 1, after a very short span of time that I were with them. So very early on in my relationship with this narcissist, I did see a lot of red flags. Again, I was not aware at that time, like I am now, that I might indeed be dealing with a narcissistic individual. I wasn't aware of all the red flags and all the cues to look for, like I am after I've studied narcissism the past couple of years. But there were strange things going on in that particular instance. I did notice that, of course, when we deal with narcissists, a lot of love bombing goes on. I dealt with a lot of this from this person initially at the beginning. But when I actually became involved with this person officially and we were in a relationship with each other, that kind of love bombing thing that was going on with her, it trickled off quite a bit. The intense things that we often do when we're becoming involved with a new individual, of course, because when that goes on, the individual can be very flirtatious with us. They can be very kind of, outwardly physically affectionate with us and stuff of this nature, as this person was attempting to be. That kind of all stopped after, or largely stopped after I became involved with this person, or became involved officially with this person, like in a relationship with them. So I saw some red flags go on over the next period of time, let's say over the next 6 months to a year that I was involved with this person. I saw a lot of strange red flags go on with this person when I was involved with them. Now, the red flags there are probably too numerous to list, and I probably don't have to list them anyway, because they are basically the red flags you see with most narcissists. There were behavior things that went on. This person's behavior seemed to be inconsistent. Their moods seemed to be at times to be very inconsistent. They went from doing a lot of love bombing with me in the period before we became officially involved with each other, to not so much of that was going on. We weren't being physical with each other. After she had locked me into a relationship with her, that seemed to kind of stop. It's not that she wasn't making effort. The effort kind of changed from one where, you know, like when you're with a new person and you're trying to be, you know, physical with them quite often, and you're trying to be, you know, very emotive with them in emotional ways and stuff of this nature. That kind of stuff petered off. The physicality the physicality aspect of the relationship, that kind of stopped largely at that point. And it was kind of replaced more with, oh, I'm going to take you here and do this with you, or I'm going to buy you stuff. She would buy me a lot of stuff, and that went on for most of my relationship with her. And after some time, of course, and after studying narcissism, I realized that that was that person's way of replacing the physical love or the emotional love that she was not able to afford to people because of whatever was going on with her psychologically. So she replaced that physical love and those things with other things, which was being, you know, buying me things that I didn't actually really want, and behavior of this nature, or going out somewhere with me, or taking me someplace or whatever. And that is, for me, if you know anything about me, as many people do, actually quite a few people on the N.A.R.C.N network know some things about me too, because I've talked to them quite extensively with some of the people that I've dealt with on the N.A.R.C.N network. I'm a very outwardly physically affectionate person. I show a lot of physical affection to people. That can be of a very loving, caring nature. I'm that way. I'm very huggy, touchy-feely with people. This is how I am as a person. This person wasn't like this with me. They were at the beginning, right at the beginning, and this kind of went away after I became involved with them in a more serious manner. I didn't see as much of this. I saw more of the I'm going to do this for you, I'm going to buy this for you, we're going to do this type of gesture, which is fine. I'm not complaining about anything that my narcissist did there, because they did actually do a lot of really nice things for me as far as going out and being very giving in some particular ways. But those were not the ways that I wanted affection from that person. I wanted some physical affection and some emotional affection and some closeness from this person, which this person was really not into or able to provide. They didn't like, cuddling, for instance. They're not a cuddly person. That was a no-no. They had some behaviors that were very strange within their life, and some behaviors that I found very strange. And the longer that I went on with them, the more strange those behaviors became. And then, of course, as I've talked about in a previous N.A.R.C.N episode, I became aware that this person may indeed be seeing somebody else behind my back. This was sometime into the relationship. And then I realized that that person may have actually been involved with that person still, right from the time that I became involved more seriously with that person, because that person that I suspected my narcissist of being involved with, they had been involved with this person right before me. So I think that they just continued to be involved with this person after we became involved in a relationship, and that nothing really changed there. I think they just continued on with what they were doing, as many narcissists do. Of course, I have no proof of this to either side really from that time, except the actual physical proof that I have in forms of messenger contact, which I kept as evidence later in my relationship with this person to present to them as an example of why I thought they were doing stuff behind my back, and also that I thought whatever was going on was not being presented to me in a legitimate fashion. I thought there were things that were being hidden from me, and indeed there were. And this is why I concluded after some time thinking that I was indeed involved with a narcissist here, and that this was the type of person that I was dealing with. So this is just the kind of stuff that went on initially when I first became involved with my narcissist, and sometime into my relationship. If you guys out there wanted to know a little bit about this, these are the things that happened with me at the beginning with my narcissist. And sometime along into the relationship as well too. Things just kind of got weirder as I went. The behaviors got weirder. I got more, things got more red flaggy as I went. But of course, because, like I said before, as I didn't know exactly the things to look out for in narcissism, I didn't see these things. I have a psychology background. I still didn't see these things. They became more prevalent to me as I went on, but of course, after the factor of having a few narcissistic incidences, one after the other here with this person and some other subsequential people after them, I went back into studying psychology and studying narcissism, and this is how I've landed at doing the N.A.R.C.N network, and how I've landed at understanding narcissism on a much higher level than I ever have at any other time in my life, even though I studied psychology a long time ago. So this was the basic story of the West Wind here. I may do a part 3 related to the story, but this is the initial things that I wanted to explain to you guys. If you guys were interested as to how I fell into involvement with my narcissist at that time, from that period of 2011 to 2016, those are the basic things that happened with her. And that's the basic story of what I had to deal with at that time. So there may be another part 3 to this series. I'm not sure yet. But we'll be going through the narcissists that I've dealt with in this series. Each particular story or example of my narcissist will have a different title to it. And I'll be telling the story of that individual that I had to deal with from that particular time. And we'll just be going through this series like basically one narcissist at a time. And I'll tell you about them and the things that happened with me, but mostly how I became involved with that narcissist. So this has been episode 18, part 2 of the West Wind series. I'm going to say to you guys, please stay tuned. I've got lots of new content coming up on the N.A.R.C.N network and also on the Unmasking the Narcissist channel. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I'll catch you very soon with some new videos.